Have you ever cried in front of a pet and noticed it suddenly get close to you? Not playful, not hungry, just there, watching, leaning in. Did it know something was wrong? Or did it just notice you were sitting still longer than usual? The truth is, animals do not understand sadness the way we do. They do not know about heartbreak or stress at work or grief over something you lost. They cannot read a diary entry and understand why you feel the way you feel. So the real question is not, do animals understand sadness? The better question is, what do they actually notice about us when we're sad, and what do they do with that information? Let's start with dogs. Dogs are extremely tuned in to human emotional signals. They watch our faces, listen to the pitch of our voice, and track our posture and breathing. A dog does not understand sadness as a concept. It does not know you lost a job or a relationship, but it notices everything that sadness changes about you. Your voice gets quieter. Your movements slow down. You stop initiating play. Some studies suggest dogs respond more to a crying human than a humming one, approaching and nuzzling at higher rates. To a dog, a sad human might be a pack member who has gone quiet and still in a way that doesn't fit the usual pattern, and quiet, unusual stillness is often worth investigating up close. Cats are different. Cats are less openly responsive than dogs, but that does not mean they notice nothing. Cats pick up on shifts in routine and tone almost immediately. A cat may not walk over to comfort you the way a dog does, but many cat owners notice their cat staying closer, sitting nearby for longer, or watching from a short distance when something feels off. A cat may not think, "My human is sad." It may simply register that you are behaving like prey that has stopped moving, or like a resource that has gone unpredictable, and either response can pull a cat toward checking in rather than away. Now think about horses. Horses are prey animals, and their entire survival strategy depends on reading tension in the bodies around them. A horse does not process sadness as an emotion with a backstory, but a horse absolutely notices when your shoulders drop, your breathing changes, or your energy becomes heavy and slow. Horses have been shown to alter their own behavior around humans expressing different emotional states, often becoming calmer and more attentive around someone who is subdued rather than agitated. To a horse, a sad human might read less like sadness and more like a herd member who has stopped being alert. And in horse logic, that calls for closeness, not distance. Birds may notice us in a more individual, memory-based way. Parrots, crows, and other intelligent birds are excellent at picking up on tone of voice and facial patterns over time. A parrot that lives closely with a person can learn to associate certain vocal tones with certain moods, sometimes mimicking a sad tone back, or going unusually quiet itself. A crow that has watched a person daily for years may notice a clear deviation from a normal pattern, slower movement, a different walk, a face held differently than usual. To a bird, you are not an abstract human feeling an abstract emotion. You are a specific, familiar individual who is suddenly behaving like a different version of yourself, and that difference is worth tracking. Now imagine how wild and urban animals see us. A squirrel or a pigeon is not running an emotional read on you at all. It cares about distance, movement speed, and whether you might be a threat. A sad human walking slowly might actually seem safer to a squirrel than a happy human moving quickly and erratically. In the animal world, sad and calm can look identical from the outside. So while a wild animal cannot tell you are sad, your sadness might accidentally make you seem less threatening, which is its own strange, indirect form of being noticed. Marine animals complicate this even further. Dolphins are highly social and have been observed adjusting their behavior around distressed humans in the water, sometimes staying close, circling, or matching a slower pace. Whether this reflects something like empathy or simply a response to unusual movement and vocal signals from a predictable creature acting unpredictably, researchers still debate. What does seem clear is that a sudden change in your normal movement pattern in the water is something a dolphin registers immediately, even if it has no concept of why that change is happening. Octopuses may be the hardest case of all. An octopus does not have a face that mirrors emotion the way a mammal does, and it does not read ours the way a dog does. But some octopuses behave differently around individual humans they recognize, becoming more curious or more withdrawn depending on past interactions. An octopus may not know you are sad, But if your normal rhythm of movement, tapping, or presence at the glass changes, an octopus that already distinguishes you from other humans may notice that change, even without any concept of what sadness is. Now, here's the strange part. None of these animals are detecting an emotion called sadness. They are detecting a pattern interrupted, slower movement, a quieter voice, less initiation, stillness where there used to be motion. Animals are not built to understand why you feel a certain way. They are built to notice when the version of you they know suddenly changes. That might be the most honest explanation of all. Animals are not reading our feelings. They are reading the gap between who we usually are and who we are right now. And maybe that says something bigger than we expect. We often think empathy requires understanding, but animals show us that noticing does not require understanding at all. A dog does not need to know what depression is to lean against you a little longer. A horse does not need to know what grief is to stand a little still beside you. They are not solving us like a puzzle. They are simply paying closer attention than we usually give them credit for. And in a world where humans often miss the sadness in people right in front of them, maybe that is the real lesson. You do not need to fully understand someone's pain to notice that something in them has changed and to choose to stay close anyway.